Full transparency, y'all. This is take two for this because I, like a dummy, hit the wrong button while trying to tape this commentary, which I'm gonna blame it on old lady stuff because I have no excuse. I really wanted to touch upon this because, unlike other commentators who I've watched several of them talk about this drama with the vein of, I don't know these guys, or I just heard about these guys after the Kia Pia scandal. I am directly impacted by the Artesian scandal as a follower and a subscriber to them on Twitch. And a friend of mine, Bet Gaming, an amazing Twitch streamer, is highlights just some of the problems that have come from the fall of this company. And I want to talk about it because I feel like there are people who are really going to be negatively impacted by this. And a lot of people are commentating, getting all the juicy gotcha tidbits out about Noah's shady ass practicing. And there are people, good people who worked for this company that are asked out right now, and it's not okay. You know, there are good people like my friend Bet Gaming who bought systems with them, partnered with them, who are now feeling the burn of this Artesian closure. And I just want to put a more personal spin on the commentary of this because people are getting their digs in. He is the villain of the day or month, as it seems, because of the Kia Pia and other creators, because there were like 7 people that Noah deemed unworthy in this, which, when you want stuff, when your ego is bigger than your budget, you maybe shouldn't pick on people for being too small to bring that ROI in, because, dude, this isn't looking good. And before people think that I'm just piggybacking off a friend or just making stuff up for attention, you know, because I want to keep it 100. I think a lot of people tend to commentary on stuff that's popular because, you know, it gets your views. But I don't want people being like, oh, you know, well, why is she making this commentary? What's her ties to it? I want to make it known that I did totally supported these guys and, you know, put proof up here so that you see this isn't just me blowing smoke. As you can see, and I'll make it a little bigger there, I was still, sadly, until the end of the month, because that's how Twitch works, subscribe to Artesian Builds. 11-month subscriber. I joined them the same time I started fully subbing to Charlie instead of just getting the gift subs to Charlie, which I apologize, Moist Critical. I really enjoy your channel. But yeah, a full year of subscribing, and I want to get to the why I was a subscriber to them for so long, to counter some of the more insidious claims that could have been real, because allegedly it was supposed to be from actual ex-employees saying that views were bought and that followers were bought on different social medias, and I don't know. I followed Artesian on Twitter, I followed them obviously on Twitch, and I followed them on YouTube. I don't do Instagram or TikTok, so I don't know about those platforms. I can believe that Noah bought those things in the beginning, especially, but I can also believe that he led a lot of people to believing he was the real deal and spun that into what could have been a successful business had he not mismanaged the funds. I honestly feel like a lot of really good streamers partnered with him in good faith, and he squandered that. I also feel like the North Carolina crew are bearing the brunt of really shady shit that they shouldn't, and that's why I wanted to make this. I'll have a lot of their links for their Twitch streams in the bio of this video because I really want to support, especially the North Carolina crew. And it's not to diss the West Coast guys. I just don't know them as well as the East Coast guys. And I want to give you a bit of a backstory to why I supported Artesian for almost a year. Because it has to do with Moist Critical. And this is not blaming Charlie in any way. This was a good thing. Charlie did a stream about almost a year ago to this day for a charity to help child illness. I don't want to get the charity wrong. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm old. And what I liked about it was you could donate and be entered a giveaway. And I don't like giveaways before people get started. Oh, that's why you did it. No, I wanted to help sick kids. And I just thought it was cool that this other supposedly big streamer PC building company wanted to do it too. And any donation 20 and over, which I gave $20. I don't have a lot of money, but I will help sick kids if I can. Got you an entry into this build thing. So I went over to Artesian due to Charlie's channel for the draw for that. And somebody I seen was very vocal in Charlie's channel had won. So that was pretty cool. Having a follower that had followed him for a long time, had all the bells and whistles that Noah needed, even though Noah's attitude that day kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Kind of reminded me of a light version of what happened with Kia Pia. I just minded my business because I wasn't really in it to win it. I've done giveaways for gaming magazines. I've been on the receiving end of hate because the prize that was mailed out didn't come fast enough. I hate giveaways on a personal level. But I understand how they bring in draws. I understand how they bring in views. I understand that's why a lot of people started following Artesian after that too. Because the lure of channel points that could potentially get you a free PC or giveaways that could get you a PC brings in views. So after joining, following at least Artesian builds, I was just going to leave it alone. I just figured I'd give him a follow, just to support somebody that Moist Critical was aligned with and seemingly helped sick kids. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'll at least give him a follow. And then the next day, somebody told me to just see what was up because they had went live. And I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with that Noah guy again. And no, it was the North Carolina guys. And I can tell you something about that crew. Those guys are amazing. I don't just say this lightly. My vibes don't lie. When I say we had fun in that chat, when I joined that chat, because I don't chat a lot on Twitch. I'm a lady. I know it's hard for people to understand, but women online deal with harassment. And I just don't like putting myself out there in chats I don't feel comfortable in. So a lot of times I will lurk and I will watch. When I say that I sat in that stream and the first thing I hear out of Tung's mouth is Sailor Moon stuff. Just full on talking Sailor Moon like a fan. These are my people. I started showing up almost every morning I could and just chatting with the guys, whether it's about build stuff, whether it's existential stuff, whether it's Elliot's weird cereal, milk first. And Elliot, if you ever watch this, honey, cereal first, you psychopath. None of that. Whether it was Adrian's just a wealth of knowledge of PC builds and caring. Aaron, who I still feel should run Angry Aaron's travel vlog. I would watch that. I would watch you travel and complain because you had us rolling and had us thinking one of the best lines Aaron had on the live stream. And please don't ding me, Little Caesars. I love your pizza. But he said, Little Caesars is poor people's pizza. And I hollered. It was funny. We shared food recipes. It was a community. I was a part of their Discord community as well. So I have to kind of amend my earlier social media stuff because I am on Discord now under me and my boyfriend Axiom Wolf's channel, and I joined Artesian's Discord. And this morning, as I was getting ready to record this, I got a ping from somebody who tagged everybody with the Twitch socials of former employees so that we can try to support those who are now out of work because of what Noah did. And while other commentators want to talk about the negatives, the Kia Pia drama, the tax evasion scandal, I wanted to give a more personal touch to this commentated issue because a lot of people are out of work right now. A lot of people are trying to re-network, trying to get away from Noah and his stank. And what really made me want to tape this, what made me angry enough to go, I'm going to commentate on this, because I tend to only get fired up for certain things, is that tweet that I saw the other night from Artesian saying that we're going to try to save this. We're going to look in the options of an employee buyout. When I say my brain record skipped at that shit, my brain record skipped. Why would you try to get your employees to buy this out? For me, whether it was just an employee wishful thinking, whether it was maybe Alan, not to throw you under the bus, Alan, but kind of reminded me of you trying to save face for this company that you probably wholeheartedly believed in, even though your CEO was using it to clout chase and be more famous than he was. When I read that tweet, every single financial bone in my body froze, because no, and why? And then I seen another commentator saying he would like to buy the brand, and I went, no, why? Do you not realize that not only have they been delinquent with their creditors, allegedly have back taxes owed, this being Noah Katz burnt a lot of bridges and completely ruined the Artesian brand. And it didn't have to be. But he gave me the vibe early on that he just wanted to be famous. He wanted to flex. He wanted the fast cars, fancy women, or whatever he was into. He wanted the lifestyle that his budget could not maintain. And I feel like I can honestly say with my financial backgrounds that funds were really greatly misappropriated to fund a lifestyle that he could not sustain. And his parents bankrolled this business idea of his because it is ingenious. Making custom built systems for Twitch streamers and partnering up, putting the PCs together live should have been a lucrative business if you manage your funds right. And the problem I see with a lot of people who go into business is that they don't understand that you've got to pay those creditors. You have to pay those fees. There is no such thing as a small fee. That $175 fee that he should have paid so that he could actually put out warranties bit him in the ass. That's why my friend Bet, who had a 5-year warranty, so he thought, has nothing now. But a system that if it breaks, he is SOL. Unless somebody wants to help him out. And it fucking sucks. And then you have the people who believed in him and worked under him, who had the nerve to really think that they could rally together and save this brand, not realizing how badly funds were mismanaged, and why I decided to speak up for them, because I really feel like, especially the North Carolina crew, they're going to get a brunt of the hate and tea about how things weren't put together right, and that's not fair. Now, I know a lot of people don't know this about me because I don't like that part of my life. It comes from a darker time when I lived in Florida. But when I was with my ex, one of the things we did after I left my bookkeeping job was open a computer parts store, and we put together systems. We did system repairs. This was his dream, and as his partner, I just wanted to support him. And then I started to learn hands-on how to build systems. And this was back before everybody started really being connected and online, where owning a PC was still pretty much a luxury thing. So it was really early on back in the day. I'm going like at least 20 years back. So what we were doing was really niche. Now, have we had something like Twitch or even really a YouTube, because this was even before YouTube became a staple, who knows where we would have been, especially with my ex's ego. It would have been a mess. You think no one misappropriated funds? But, like, for real, I see so many parallels of the mistakes we both made with running a small business. And I'm telling you, as somebody with both the financial experience and the small business experience, get a team, get a planner, get an accountant, and listen to them. Pay your creditors and definitely pay your distributors. These people need that money. You cannot just take product, hope that you can mark it up enough to make enough to flex on people and pay them off. You need to pay your distributors. Do not start a business with stars in your eyes. Have a plan. Have a budget. Stick to that budget and pay your employees. And do not lean on your employees to bail you out when you make bad business decisions. What Noah did was so unacceptable. I can accept that I probably wasted $5 a month for almost a year. I didn't lose that much being subscribed. I dodged a bullet getting a system made by them because the stars didn't align. My brain didn't like Noah anyway, but I did like the Artesian East Coast guys enough. I felt they were funny and personable enough to where I would have bought a system with them. But I thought that I was gonna, before the pandemic really took that out of the equation, go back to traveling and detailing gaming stuff, going to conventions and doing that work, and life said no. So I ended up going to the evil empire known as Dell and building my own custom system that is portable instead, which I have my regrets with that, but it ain't about Dell, it's about Artesian. And the reason why I did not go with Artesian, even though I loved sitting in on the East Coast chats, was because every time I sat in on those chats, I felt like any money that I would have given to the system. And these systems aren't cheap. Just to build my custom gaming laptop was about $2,000. And that's on the low end of the spectrum. And if I had put that money in the Noah's pocket instead, it wouldn't have went to the guys. It would have went to a Tesla or an i8 BMW that he shouldn't have been driving around in. Because if you have the kind of money to be driving around in those cars, you have the kind of money to be paying your distributors, your creditors, and making sure those taxes are up to snuff. And what bothers me is the fact that they were in default for almost the full time I was subscribed to their Twitch channel, acting like they were still able to legally run their business. My friend has a system through them that which if it fails him, he's SOL. And it fucking sucks to be here right now because he had 50 employees who bought into his Carnival Barker style bullshit, who are now trying to figure their shit out, and it sucks. So I really, for Ariel, who reminds me of family, he was just so no nonsense and funny. I love talking to him. He had the best fucking hair in the world. Aaron, who for real, I would watch your Angry Travel blog if you ever do that. Please let me know. And I really wish I had joined your DayZ group. Adrian, who I swear to you, when I say a wealth of knowledge, just amazingly genuine and sweet, no frills, but just amazing guy. Elliot, who, like I said, another wealth of knowledge, but milk doesn't go first. That's weird. It's weird. Tung, who just sweet. I drew a doodle of Tung. If you follow me on Twitter and scroll back to last year, I think I did it around right before my birthday. I was trying to do an art camp with my kid, and one of the first things we did was like doodles and sketches, and I was watching Artesian anyway, so I did a little quick doodle of Tung, and he loved it. And it was just fun stuff like that. I think I did another one of Elliot that I never put out there, which I probably should now, in his UNC hoodie. And it was just so nice being in that chat, so friendly. And that's another thing I wanted to touch upon, because I know people are weighing in on that. And allegedly, a former Artesian employee said that views were bought, follows were bought. I don't know about the other social. I will admit that I followed their Discord. I was in their Discord, posted food pics every once in a while. I followed them on Twitch, obviously, and I followed them on YouTube and Twitter. I don't really do other socials. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have a TikTok. So you're not going to see me on those. So I don't know if he bought them on those platforms. But when I tell you that real people, and I will link a lot of their streams below in this video, were in Artesian, supported Artesian, wanted this company to be as awesome as it touted itself, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. This is for real. Real people were in that chat asking questions, hopeful that they would be the one donating so that their friends' PCs would get their name etched on it, or even strangers. Like one of the guys that I got my initials allegedly put on his PC was a former veteran. And he was just so gracious and so nice. I just wanted to help him out. And I was like, I can throw a few gift subs and a few bits, which is Twitch money, his way for his PC. And anytime I could. And then I met a lot of amazing streamers like Henry Hook and just amazing people who really believed in the Artesian brand because, especially for the East Coast people, they talk to us like human beings. One of the things I had said to them, because I'm a sci-fi writer, I'm trying to get my book put out there, is that I would love to one day be able to make a custom system based on my idea. And they were really open to that. But I'm kind of glad now that I never really reached out to Noah because he gave me that vibe of living larger than he deserved, having an ego bigger than his budget, and the mismanagement of funds don't shock me because every vibe about him, from the night I sat in and he was just, really arrogantly chewing on, like, I think it was mango bits or some kind of weird apricot chips or whatnot, and just bragging about how if you come work for me, I'll give you a Tesla. And I'm like, there's no way he's making that much money. I know he was selling high-end rigs, especially for bit mining. I know that he partnered with a lot of bigger Twitch streamers to do like custom builds like Emirates BB-8 and Moist Critical, like I said, who is the reason why I found out who Artesian was in the first place. But the way he was flexing on video made me go, this doesn't pass the smell test. And it was the Artesian East Coast guys that really made me want to support the brand. So if you're watching this commentary, I just want you to understand that while, everything Noah did was shitty. His arrogance was shitty. His attitude was shitty. The alleged mismanagement, which is really clear. The tax records are there for anybody to click on them. The state records where it shows delinquent are there. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to realize that Mr. I used to work on sets and create theater stuff wanted to be bigger than he was. He let those subs and follow accounts get to his head, and his ego surpassed what his brand was actually capable of doing in a highly competitive field. He is not the only gearhead. Some of us have been doing this for over 20 years, off and on. He was smart enough, and I will give Noah only this credit, to try to make his brand mesh with the influencer culture. But like most influencers, who I call clout chasing crackheads, he let that follow account let him get an ego that he could not sustain financially. And that apparently most of his creditors and parents can no longer sustain, even though they are continuing to allow him the delusion that he is genius. I get that, especially with Bitcoin being the new phase of the digital era, that making mining rigs are the thing, but rebranding yourself and selling nearly $47,000 systems, leaving people who busted their ass for you high and dry while you mismanaged funds that should have went back into the company, made sure they got paid, made sure those people who bought systems to use warranties were taken care of, is unacceptable. And I wanted to separate the hard-working people of Artesian, both on the East and West Coast, because like I said, I don't know the West Coast guys that well. I remember the young kid with the long hair, the young lady that sometimes was with him, Alan, who took the brunt of stuff. I felt so sorry for him. One night I tuned in after the Kia Pia stuff and just seeing him trying to build systems and deal with chat. And it wasn't fair for Noah to leave him to the wolves like that. And Alan, I don't know you well enough. I didn't get the vibe like I got from Noah that you were trying to live a life that you didn't. I don't know how many of the faulty PCs came out of which site, but I can tell you from my heart of heart, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, I don't feel that a lot of the bad PCs came from the North Carolina crew. I've watched those guys. I've watched them put systems together, explain what they were doing, interact with chat, answer questions. They are knowledgeable guys. And it just fucking sucks that the stink of Noah Katz's ego and wannabe influencer attitude taints all their hard work. So if you come away with anything from this, is building a brand might seem easy, especially in this fake it till you make it digital age of viral sensation. But if you really want a steady, successful business, you need to plan it right. You need to have a team to do the things that you might not want to think about. And you need to pay that team because that's not free either. My bookkeeping services, I built my ex for that. I had to make sure the budget was done right. And that wasn't even always 100% because we were young and dumb back then. No, we don't have that excuse. I ran our system building company when I was in my 20s, before I even knew how to really do stuff like that. So all the stupid mistakes that me and my ex made, we could blame on you. You don't have that excuse, Noah. But what you do have is arrogance and the ego that tanked what could have actually been a solid brand, burnt a lot of partners and people who trusted you, and really hurt those who really wanted to support your company because of your East Coast crew. And to the guys in the East Coast, I am sending you all the positive vibes and luck. I will be following your streams, those of you who I hadn't already. I apologize to that. I am still learning a lot of this online garbage, and I'm old. So, it is what it is. But I do want to support as many of the former Artesian employees, with the exception of you-know-who, as possible, because it's not fair. There are going to be a lot of people commentating on all the negative aspects and calling the whole company and whole shitty because of some of the more shadier things that went on. And like there's videos out there of creators who partner with them that got shoddy systems, but for every one of them there were plenty of creators who were happy and whole from their systems. And I just wanted to speak up for them because y'all are going to get drowned out by both Noah's idiocy and all the people just wanting to put out the juicy tea-like tidbits of this drama without realizing that real people got hurt from this. And I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. Thank you all for tuning in to this. Hopefully, this has a better ending for those who weren't doing shady things, but karma really does exist. And for me, I'm just hoping that Noah, unlike some people who lie their way to the top, doesn't get to fail up this time, because too many good people got burnt by this shit. And if you want to be famous, be an actor. Don't fucking drag good people who just want to make PCs for people into your clout chasing business. But I'm going to wrap this up. I will see some of y'all tonight on my Twitch stream for the Bonnet Chronicles, where we talk politics and social issues. The rest of you might see me this weekend as I game. But honestly speaking, this was a really shitty topic that I only weighed in because I do feel like I personally have an investment in this drama from being a follower, being a paid subscriber to their Twitch channel, hoping that I could have one day worked with their brand on things, and now knowing that it would have fucking burnt me. It really sucks being in this place. It sucks what they did to my friends. It sucks what they did to people I think really worked hard for Artesian builds and are now left out in the cold with a brand that fucking sullied their names. So if you can, give everybody who did not And we're not responsible for Noah's ego. Some love. And I will see you all soon.